Hello, Bryon Powell from iRunFar here with Jez Bragg, the 2010 Ultra-Trail du Mont Blanc champion. Congratulations, Jez.
Cheers, Bryon. Thanks very
How
much.
does it feel?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty unexpected as well. Just the events of the weekend, just unbelievable. Hour by hour, things were just evolving. Ever since we hit the start line, sort of Friday night, it's just been a complete roller coaster of emotion. For all the runners, all the support team, just everyone involved, spectators as well.
So how did you feel when UTMB started on Friday night, and how did you feel during the first version of the race?
Yeah, so we had about, I suppose it was about a 3-hour run Friday night, and everyone was just totally pumped up for the race. It went quite well for me. I mean, I was just intending just to set off fairly steadily, which is exactly what I did. I settled into, I don't know, it was probably somewhere, I was probably between sort of 15th and 20th place. Everyone's still charging at that point, and that was exactly where I wanted to be. Felt good, felt pretty comfortable, knew I was really sort of really charged up and ready for a big race. And then literally we got into I think the third aid station at Les Contamines, and they just said there's trouble up ahead on the course in terms of the weather. The race has stopped. So it was just,
what did that feel like?
well, it was totally unexpected. The weather we'd been through up to that point, it hadn't even crossed my mind that they may pull the race, and a race of this magnitude. And I think that's the same for everyone.
What was the weather like for that first night for you? I mean, it rained for Leuch.
Yeah, I mean, the first climb up Col d'Avosa, it was chucking it down, but I don't think anyone was particularly cold. It's not that high, the Col d'Avosa, but the course goes up to 2,500 meters in several points, and I think the rain-snow limit was quite close to that, and there were high winds. So in terms of the decision, I think it was totally the right one.
So here it's Friday night. The race is cancelled. You get a ride back to Chamonix.
Yeah, came back here with my crew.
Yeah, and what did you do when you got back to Chamonix?
Well, we just chatted a bit in the lobby of the hotel. Everyone was just sort of walking around shaking their heads in complete disbelief. Went back to my room, got my head down, and I just thought, well, I've got a few days to chill in Chamonix now, and I was planning to go out for a run Saturday. I thought, nice 3-4 hours leisurely on the hill would be quite nice. Wake up Saturday morning about 6:45, 7 a.m. Look at my phone, sort of roll over, pick my phone up, 2 text messages. The first one says, I think there's a race on, from the organisers saying there's a race on from Courmayeur starting at 10 a.m. The second one was just about logistics of getting there, coaches and stuff. So to start with, I thought, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the race. Went for breakfast. Not many people around, and then I started to reflect a bit and thought, well, actually, is there any point in me doing this race? Will it actually be like UTMB? All these sort of questions in my mind. So I was umming and ahhing for a couple of hours, and then I said no, and I posted on Facebook, I'm not going to race.
Really?
Yeah.
Publicly posted, you were not?
About 8:30, because I just wanted to make a final decision and be done with it. And then,
so when you made yourself accountable and posted.
Yeah. And then I found out, a lot of the top guys, or several of the top guys were, checking their hats in the ring, saying, let's go and run. So, and then I thought, well, I don't want any regrets.
So when did you decide to?
I think about 10 to 9, 5 to 9.
And the last athlete bus to Courmayeur was 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I was still just in my jeans and t-shirt, and my race pack wasn't packed, and I hadn't really eaten properly, and I hadn't gone through any of my pre-race routine, and it was an hour till race start. So anyway, you kindly offered me a lift through the tunnel to get there, and we got through the tunnel, and it was beautiful blue skies.
It was gorgeous. I haven't seen it. It was the most beautiful scene we'd seen.
Yeah,
the whole time I've been here.
We were both just buzzing, weren't we?
Yeah.
When we got through the tunnel, it was like, game on. This is going to be a good day, and there's a great atmosphere at the start line, and you could just feel that there was a spirit there. Everyone was just up for creating an event out of the day, and that's exactly what happened. It was every bit UTMB in terms of the spirit, the organisation, the support, you know, all those sorts of things. It was just a shorter course, and the runners, you know, were truly competing. So
you could see that in the. I think there was a slight change in the course from the regular CCC course. Do you know anything about that?
I think we just missed off about 500 meters on the first climb.
Yes,
the
like
rest
couple
is
K and the little.
Yeah, not a great deal. The rest is. You know, exactly the same as CCC.
But CCC people were competing because it was, I think you were an hour and 20 or hour 30 faster than the CCC people the day before.
We were running hard.
Yeah.
Full on, you know. The guys went out hard. I let them sort of move away, and you know, I did my usual thing of settling in. You know, like middle third of the race, pushing on, and then you know having a strong final third as well. So
yeah, how did you move up through the rankings?
From about 30k, I think I was about 15th place, and there's a descent from the top of the Grand Col at about 2,500. It goes all the way down to about 900
meters. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a long descent over, I don't know, probably the best part of 20k, and I just you know got my head down there. Was really flying down there. Picked off loads of guys who were obviously starting to suffer a bit, and you know then I was on the charge, and my main aim was just to pick off a couple of guys on each leg, and then I think I moved into the lead at about Triont, which I don't know, is that like 65k in or something?
Something about that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it turned out to be like the perfectly executed race.
So you're in Triont just after. You just moved into the lead of UTMB,
yeah,
with 30k to go. What's running through your mind?
I mean, when you move into the lead, you know, it's obviously a bold move, and suddenly you're quite vulnerable because you know the guys can see you from behind, and you're not quite in so much control. So it's a complete change in mindset, really. But I just wanted to sort of build a bit of a cushion, and I didn't really achieve that even before the final climb. I had 3 minutes, yeah. and it's a savage climb. The final one, it's only about, I don't know, 800 meters vertical, but you know you're boulder hopping and up all these rock steps and switchbacks and stuff, and you know your legs are pretty shot by then, yeah, from hard running. So it wasn't really enough of a lead, but you know the adrenaline kicked in, and I found out afterwards that I was pulling away from Mike, and I think, I don't know, maybe had 8 minutes on him in the end. So you're always looking back over your shoulder, and you know. But yeah.
So how about, what did it feel like coming across that line?
Well, you can't describe it. The atmosphere of the finish of the UTMB is just second to none. It's just unreal. You know, just thousands of people in town, all the music playing. It's, you know, it's at night as well, and it's just totally unique in sort of ultra trail running, I think. I don't know your thoughts, probably.
Oh, nothing is close. I've been, all the races I've been to, nothing's even close.
And I've watched the video of you sort of coming through Chamonix, and you know you've got guys on rollerblades, you know, videoing you as you sort of come through the streets, like winding through all these groups of people. And, you know, it's quite moving for me watching it again, and it's really emotional, really emotional.
Yeah. Speaking of emotion, your girlfriend Gemma is here.
Yeah.
It was the first time she's been to one of your ultra races.
It's the first time she's seen you run.
Come to other ones?
I think so. Yeah, she's going to have to.
So will she be in Chamonix next August?
Possibly. Yeah.
You think you'll come try to defend your title?
You know. It would be nice to do the full route and race it against the guys that are missing on Saturday. So I'm pretty sure I'll be here next year, but you know I need to plan next year and see what happens. But well, you know, at the moment my intention is to be here. So.
Well, best of luck in the rest of your racing, and congrats.
Thanks very much. Cheers, Bryon.
Cheers.